Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be a reading for the next 6 months. It's going to be from now until the end of the year, basically. We're going to just jump right in here and we're going to do a free flow reading. We're just going to see whatever wants to come up. But it's basically, this is going to be whatever is coming in for you over from now until the end of the year. So let's see here. I like this damn, Scorpio, for sure. You definitely get a damn. You have the sun as your center card. The center card is the most important card in a 9-card spread. So to have the best card in the deck as your center card is definitely amazing. And definitely very good for you here. But let's see what we have going on for you here. Scorpio. You currently have this stillness card. I don't know. Part of me feels like this is kind of funny because I feel like everybody feels like this right now, like stuck, or I don't know if it's like more stuck, or I feel like people just think or kind of have this feeling that everything is just kind of stable. I think I said this to you in one of your more recent readings in the month of May. If you're watching this in the future, I get this very like kind of plateaued feeling where it's like people feel like they're not like maybe going up, they're not going down. It's just like kind of creating this restlessness energy because I feel like people regardless want some movement. I feel like people want some progress in life. I would just be careful of like self-destructive behavior and things like that. I'm kind of like that, so I'm feeling that right now. I'm feeling that energy where it's like, if like when I get that feeling, I feel like sometimes I just like want change. So, I screw something up, right? Because it's like, I just want things to be mixed up. I can't stand being the same, right? And that's kind of like the energy that I'm getting here. But I feel like it's saying, learn to embrace the stillness, learn to embrace that period of calmness and that, kind of that calm energy. You have the Three of Swords, the Three of Cups, and the Hangman. I would be careful of like waiting for anyone here, Scorpio. You have the Three of Swords, which is definitely like a heartbreak. I get like a running away type situation here where someone ran away from you, or someone kind of just disappeared out of nowhere. I feel like this person could be trying to return. I would be very, 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 very careful of accepting someone back into your life. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I can't tell you what to do. You have free will. You control your own life, right? Of course. The cards can't tell you what to do. But, to me, this looks like a warning. You have this Chariot card, and I'm getting running away. So it's like someone ran away. But I think it's interesting that she has like a snail shell on her head, and she's riding a snail, and it's like a spiral like this. It reminds me of a card in this deck, Wisdom of the Oracle, that is called Round and Round. It basically says, do not keep repeating the same cycle over and over again. Literally right next to it, you have the Wheel of Fortune, and the Wheel of Fortune is another card that says, do not repeat the same cycle. So I do feel for some of you, the reason I'm saying that someone could be coming back is because of the Three of Cups. And it's like, I feel that there is a person from the past who maybe it wants to come back with a Three of Cups, wants to reunite. That stillness card is like saying, don't make sure that, again, I can't control what you do. I can't control your life, right? I don't want to control your life in the first place. It's not my job. And so, you create your own reality, right? So I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm not telling you what to do here with that Three of Swords. But I would just, make sure if you are going back to a person, that you're doing it for the right reasons with that Three of Swords. Because, it could say that you just don't want to. Sometimes I think we want to go back to an ex because it's like, they've become an addiction to us, It's like they say that that being in a relationship, it like affects the same area that drugs do in our brain. And so we become addicted to a person. When we don't have it anymore, we crave it. We want that dopamine hit, right? So it's not really the person, it's how they make us feel, or it's the feelings we get when we're with that person that make us, kind of want to be with them. It's not really them as the actual person. And I feel like the stillness card is like saying, can you just be still? Can you not move towards them? Can you deal with this pain for right now? And because it will pass, right? It's like the rest of this reading is amazing. So this is saying to me, kind of stay away from something that, I wouldn't really say it's an addiction. I would just say stay away from something that could just be more providing some sort of like dopamine hit. Yeah, you have the Four of Wands. I feel like this is the direction you thought this was going to go in, probably towards marriage, but someone ran away. Devil, there you go. Addiction, right there. Like I said, with the Three of Cups. I don't think this person has changed at all. And you have the King of Cups. This is someone new coming in for you here. I feel like there's a water sign coming in for you. I feel like this past person could have been an earth sign right here. Could have been a Virgo. Every single reading I do for you. So for some of you, clearly a Virgo has their like talons locked in on you here. A Scorpio. But I feel like there's something significantly better. Even the Four of Wands is a card of a portal. There are people celebrating on the other side of these four wands. And it's kind of like saying something is complete. It is a card of completion. And it is a card of needing to step through that portal, needing to step across the finish line, basically, so that you can have something much, much greater. I feel like this is what you're waiting for. I feel like this hangman energy is you waiting. And it's like she's kind of like unzipping something here, and I feel that it's like saying that you need to be patient in this first row. Trust me, I hate the word patient, so I totally get it, Scorpio. But I do feel like this first row is like saying there's the full story hasn't unfolded yet. You have a lot to look forward to, and let's see what that is. You have the building blocks card. It's like you're building up to something great. It's like you're starting to rise up here with this energy. I almost get that feeling of like looking back in the past and being like, why was I with that person? So yeah, I would just say, again, for those of you that are thinking about a past person or whatever, I feel like in the future, it's like you're going to see a picture of them on Facebook and they're going to have like food all over their face or something. And you're going to just be like, why did I think that person was so great? And it's like you're going to be seeing it for what it is. This card to me reminds me of kind of like you rising up. It's almost like the universe is lifting you up here, Scorpio. And I feel like the universe wants you to realize that you have outgrown someone, or you are outgrowing someone here. You have the Chariot, the Sun, and the King of Pentacles. Damn, Scorpio, like I said, major victory coming in for you, obviously. I feel like there's a lot of happiness coming in for you here as well with the Sun card. So there's like happiness, success, growth, abundance coming in here. And the King of Pentacles, I feel, is mostly talking about stability. The King of Pentacles is a card of kind of like things stabilizing. It's a card of building a stable foundation in your life as well. It's a card of abundance, and I'm also getting the word greed as well. I feel like that's not you though. I feel like I need this first card here. You have the Star here as well. I almost feel like someone is like sucking energy away from you here. It's almost like a black hole, If you have ever seen like a black hole, like any, there's tons of TV shows where they show like the black hole and there's like a star and it's like sucking the star's life away from it. I would be careful of this past earth sign here. This is like the only thing that I feel can mess things up right now, Scorpio. It's almost like this person is greedy or they suck away, but I don't mean greedy. It's more like energy vampire, right? I feel like you've dealt with someone who's an energy vampire from the past. I literally feel you, like if you're away from this person, you're going to feel more awake, more alive, more like ready to go. For some of you, obviously not all of you are in relationships. For some of you, I feel this is a situation. It's something that makes you tired. I literally feel like it's the universe like saying, like, why are you doing this? Those are the words that I'm getting. Like, I feel like the universe is trying to encourage you in this row to move on, especially if you're feeling tired. I feel like tiredness is your clue. Like those are the words that I'm getting here. Like if you go to a job every day and if like the second you get there, you get exhausted, maybe number one, maybe it's Patricia, right? Maybe you sit next to a Patricia. Maybe she just sucks the life right out of you, right? Maybe she's always talking about her cats, or she's talking about the salad that she brought for lunch or whatever, and she just drives you nuts, right? So maybe you need to move desks. The Chariot is your answer. Chariot says, if something is sucking the life out of you, maybe you just need to move. So if it's at work, maybe you need to move your location. Maybe you're sitting next to someone who's just, annoying or whatever, or who has too many cats. I don't know, something like that, right? Or maybe you're maybe you're in a relationship with a person who sucks the life out of you. Maybe it's time to move. For others, maybe you live in a state you don't like anymore. Move, right? So I feel like for some of you, this is the energy of moving or, wanting to move. For some of you, I feel like you're saying to yourself, I want to move, but I can't. And the Chariot just says where there's a will, there's a way. So it basically says if you want to move, you can make it happen. And I feel like you need to kind of get creative. I do feel this Chariot card with the Sun. The Sun is also like a card that says where there's a will, there's a way. The Sun is a card of happiness, best card in the deck, but the Sun also shines a light on opportunities of freedom. There is normally a naked baby on the Sun card. It represents freedom and happiness and being set free. So the Sun says that, what I feel like is being said here is like you want freedom from something that is just sucking the life right out of you here, Scorpio. Could be a location or whatever. And you could be saying, I don't have the resources. I don't have the money. I don't have the time. I don't have whatever, right? The Chariot says where there's a will, there's a way. The Chariot, there's normally two Sphinxes on the card. We have to work, those two Sphinxes represent the kind of rules and regulations or the certain restrictions that we have to work within, but it's a card of success. It says no matter what you're dealing with, you'll still be successful. So I feel like for some of you, it's like where there's a will, there's a way, right? I feel like you just need to start trusting the universe. I feel like you need to start trusting your intuition as well. Let's see here, Scorpio. You have the Ten of Cups, fortune after difficulty, a lot of happiness coming in for you. This is a great reading, Scorpio. I love this. You have the Knight of Swords, movement. And also, it's funny that I said running away. Clearly, someone ran away from you here. We already know that at the beginning of the reading. And again, the Knight of Swords to me can represent someone running away. And you have the High Priestess as well. How funny is that? I said trust your intuition. Definitely needing to trust your intuition at this time. Your intuition is guiding you. But it's like, it's coming in the form of, I always talk about this, inspirations. I'll put a link to the video down below if I remember. Actually, I'm going to write it down right here. Because and I put it next to your name, Scorpio, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to link the video to inspiration. Sometimes I feel like when we want to do something and maybe we don't have the resources to do it, like maybe we want to move but we don't have the money, it's like if we follow our inspirations, then we'll actually do it. The Sun is inspiring, right? So it's like maybe you feel inspired to go get a new job, and maybe you go get the new job, and then maybe your new boss is like, hey, we want to move you to wherever you wanted to move in the first place. It's like sometimes I think we shoot ourselves in the foot by feeling like by working against the universe, right? And so I feel in a lot of ways this is kind of like saying there is a need for you to kind of like trust in those divine miracles or whatever you want to call them here, Scorpio. And you need to allow the universe to do that. I am definitely getting something about travel here, so it wouldn't surprise me. For those of you that have been hoping to travel, wanting to move, or any of those things, I feel you will definitely be moving or traveling here. This is very good. I like this. Definitely could be a Pisces coming in for you here as well, Scorpio, especially for those of you who are looking for love. Next, in your last row here, you have the Whale Spirit. The Whale Spirit is a really good card. It kind of says like there's more than meets the eye in a situation. Or, and we kind of see this here with this Hangman, where it's kind of like you have to explore the depths of a new situation, or you have to kind of like dive very deep. The whales live in the deep, deep ocean. They can dive very deep. So it's kind of like an energy that says you have to explore something. So let's see what you are exploring. You have the Wheel of Fortune, the Hermit, and the Fool. Again, I feel like you would be a fool to take this Virgo back that we've been talking about for like 6 months now, Scorpio. So for those of you dealing with Virgo, I'd be careful. If you're dealing with anyone from the past who ran away from you or who's trying to return, I would just say no with this energy. Again, I can't tell you what to do, and I don't want to tell you what to do. Like I said, I don't think tarot readers should be saying do this, do that. To me, tarot is you should be taken with a grain of salt. I'm a tarot reader. I said it in one of your recent readings, I think. I said, to me, tarot should be like the sprinkles on your life, not even the cherry on top, right? Tarot should be like a light dusting of information in your life. That's how I would take it, with a grain of salt. And I do this for a living, so that should mean something, right, Scorpio? To me, it's just light advice, but I would be very careful of someone coming back from the past, because I feel like this person, it's like just, I feel like, look at this Wheel of Fortune too. She has like all these gears inside of her here, and I almost feel that's a message. I feel like it's saying like this person has hidden motives. So if someone's trying to come back, I would be careful. The Wheel of Fortune, it spins both ways. Not only that, the wheel is always spinning, whether we control it or not. So the wheel kind of says take control, make sure it's moving forward, not backwards, right? The Hermit is kind of like a card that says you've been through enough as well. The Hermit, he's normally standing at the top of a mountain on the traditional Hermit card, and it kind of says that he has been through enough. He has kind of learned all his lessons. He's been through everything that he needs to go through, and it's like now it's time for him to move on, and now it's time for him to shine his inner light. The Fool is like just saying new beginning time. I feel like you're ready for a new beginning, or you need to move towards something new here, Scorpio. Let's dig into this, Scorpio. Yeah, you have the Eight of Cups. Definitely time to walk away from this person returning from the past. I would say so. The Eight of Cups is a little bit uncertain. Again, you have the Whale. Right? The Whale says you have to explore this deep, dark world that you don't know. That's the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is a card where he is walking into darkness. He doesn't know where he is going, but he is walking towards the Nine of Cups. So it's like you are walking towards abundance. You are walking towards success. You are walking towards the Star. I love when I get the Hermit and the Star. The Hermit, on a traditional Hermit card, the Hermit is kind of holding out that lantern, and the Star is inside that lantern. So it kind of says, like, you need to blast your star all over the place. I feel like there's a lot of good things coming in for you. The Star also says, if someone has done something, then it's possible for you. The Star, she's pouring this water out onto the land here in this bottom corner, and it basically says what's possible for you is possible for everybody on Earth, and vice versa. So if you're thinking that something is impossible, I got this message here, I was saying this, where it's kind of like where there's a will, there's a way, but I'm getting this message for you where if someone has done something, I don't care what it is, if you want to create $1 billion company, someone's done it. Multiple people have done it. Go out and do it, right? And do it to the best of your ability. That's what this is saying. If someone's done it, you can do it. And you have the Three Cups. I feel like I throw a card in all your readings, Scorpio, but you have Three Cups. Major celebration coming in for you as well. Major happiness. I feel like people want to help you. I feel like people want to support you here with that Three of Cups. So yeah, that's what I'd say here. If you're going through a breakup, I mean, I really don't have any good advice. Like, it's funny because I kept getting this message like, that for some of you who are maybe going through a recent breakup, I feel like you could be feeling very hurt and all that other stuff. And I feel like people always say the same thing. Oh, you'll find someone else. You'll meet someone better and blah, 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 blah. I think we all know that, but it's like, telling yourself that, but actually, kind of convincing your brain that there's going to be someone better is hard in the moment. So I feel like this is just saying embrace the suck, Scorpio. Like, in a lot of ways, if you're going through a heartbreak, I feel for you. It sucks. It hurts, right? But at the same time, I feel like this is kind of like saying embrace the suck, right? It's gonna suck going through a heartbreak. It's gonna suck going through a breakup if that's what you're going through here, but only for a short period of time. So that's what I'd say here. And there is going to be a very happy new beginning for you. I love this. Definitely a very good reading, so love it. But thank you for being here, Scorpio. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. Also, feel free to like and subscribe. But thank you, Scorpio, and definitely enjoy the next 6 months.